Don't pay yourself too much mind.
Hmm?
Don't pay yourself too much mind because you're gonna end up seeing yourself. So just pay
Okay.
me and him attention. Okay, all right.
We could have done this yesterday.
Actually, good.
So everybody, welcome to the Morning Sessions podcast brought to you by the Morning Session Studio. I am your host Orion_New Style, and my co-host today is,
NetfixDon. That's my name.
and today we have a special guest for you. We have
I'm
Maddie. So Maddie, question before we start, might you mind telling our guests your name, age, and where they can find you at?
You say age.
I'm Maddie. I'm 19. I'm on Instagram. It's at Mada, like MADA, 3 Y's and an E, just like my lifting account.
That is crazy. So Mark, where do you want to start today?
Huh?
Where do you want to start today? We have a special guest today. Where do you want to start?
Well, first off, like she said, she's Maddie. But as always, anyone who come on here as a guest would like to know like a little bit more of yourself. Like, what do
Okay.
you do?
Yeah,
Who
so
you are and all that.
sounds good. I'm here at Florida Poly, majoring in business analytics, concentration in logistics, supply chain management. In my free time, I do a lot of powerlifting, soccer. I'm starting both of those women's teams here on campus. I'm also kind of all over the place. I'm in presidential ambassadors, admissions, orientation leader, and I'm also in a long-distance relationship with my boyfriend, who's back in Jacksonville. So very busy on the weeks, to say the least, but it's like good busy, so it's aight.
That's good. That's good. So, from what you say, it's like a lot of achievement, like you goal oriented and stuff.
Yeah.
So, what is it that pushes you to do all that?
So I feel like part of it is like just wanting to do better for myself, is because like really I've had to learn that like I can't really focus on other people to be my motivation. I'm like my own biggest competition. So example, weightlifting or powerlifting in general, whatever you do, your only competitor is yourself. So with that kind of stuff, I think it's really cool how I can just focus on me and focus on beating my past goals rather than having to like have this external motivation that keeps me going. So
That's good. Do you think you can outlive anyone of yours?
I don't know. It's like you have to admit, guys and girls are different with their lifting abilities. Pound for pound, I will say I do feel like I'm pretty strong in that way, but I know my limits when it comes to lifting contests.
Okay, that's good. I can't lift nothing, so don't worry about me.
You said you know your limits when it comes to lifting contest. Have you been in any competition before today?
Oops.
Yeah, so I've been to, in high school I did the weightlifting in high school, which was clean and jerk and bench for the competition. So I ended up placing, I think, 2nd in districts and 4th in the region. And now I'm switching over to competitive powerlifting. So for USA Florida Powerlifting, I've been to 2 meets so far. And I've gotten 1st in my division and weight class in both those meets. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Keep it up.
You also say you do soccer along with weightlifting, correct?
Yeah.
How do you balance those two out? Like, because I know for sure I play soccer. Mark, you play soccer too, right? You play
Mhm.
soccer?
I mean, I can dribble the ball.
Okay. So how do you exactly get those two balanced? Especially now you're gonna be in college. How do you expect to get those two going, as well as do all the things you have on your plate? Because if I had a plate, the thing would be all the way this high.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's kind of like, as cliche as it sounds, time management is one of the biggest things. For me, I'm not very good at time management, so I just kind of have to go from thing to thing. Like, for example, on like Mondays and Wednesdays, I have work 8 to 5, then I go to the gym from like 5 to 7:30, then I have soccer 8:30 to 9:30, so I kind of just make sure I'm having enough nutrition and rest between everything, and I'm fine for the most part. Just keep going. Hopefully I don't get burnt out is the biggest thing.
Wow. And here I thought I was busy.
Oh no. By comparison, we have people in this world who do way too much. Would you say you do way too much? I think you do.
A little bit, but I have fun doing it. So like, I know for me, my biggest struggle, like when I was younger, I would do things that I didn't like or I didn't care for, just kind of please others, quote unquote. And so now I'm kind of like, everything that I'm doing is for me. It's things I'm passionate about, and like I feel like it's just enough. I just don't want to overwhelm myself, so I'm trying to find that balance this fall semester.
That work and life balance.
Yep.
We've all been looking for it.
Okay. My question to you is that soccer is more cardio and weightlifting is more body mass.
Mhm.
So how do you balance that?
Yeah. Well, for one, I'm a goalkeeper for a reason. I was a really fat child, so like I did not do any cardio as a kid. And with that, I just try and like make it to where I have enough recovery. So for example, I do a lot of cardio in soccer, but I make sure I have a decent meal before. I'll have food afterwards, drink enough water, things like that. And then as long as I'm not in a calorie deficit, I'm not going to lose any muscle.
Okay.
So I don't really like. You want to go into nutrition? Why? I hate nutrition. You want to go?
I mean,
I'm not very big on nutrition.
I don't know how you say you hate nutrition, but let's keep it simple.
I am this big for a reason. I do not do any nutrition. I'm always in calorie surplus. I just keep getting bigger. I don't know why. It's my goal in life to be as big as Arnold. So what's that?
Okay. So do you go to the gym? I mean, she says she met you in the gym, but do you go to the gym?
Me? Oh, no.
Or were you just there?
I do not. Do you like? You only see me like once in the gym every week, right? I just go to the gym. I walk around. I sit on the bench a few times. Look around. Jump a little bit.
You sound like a powerlifter already. That's what I'm hearing.
That's good. You put a lot more work than I do. I don't even go there.
Oh, come on. You all know you're built like a sculpture. Look at this boy over here. He's built like a sculpture. Every inch of him. Do y'all want to see this again?
No.
They don't want to see this again.
No, they don't.
But this boy literally built like a sculpture. Am I right? Okay. Now, I have a few more questions for you if you don't mind.
Yeah, what's up?
I kind of lost it. One of the things that you said that I actually found quite interesting is you said that men and women are different, and you said obviously at the end.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, would you consider yourself a feminist?
I mean, yeah, I consider myself a feminist. I think that, like, equality between genders is basic, and then it's not only equality but equity. So it's, like, the biggest differences I feel like people don't understand sometimes. But, like, even, like, for weightlifting, for example, like, you can't compare a female who's lifting to a male who's lifting at the same age and weight just because just different biological differences, things like that. So, but it doesn't mean that the woman isn't as impressive because she can't lift as much. You have to consider those things, and I feel like that's that equity standpoint a little bit. So
separate but not equal?
Well, not separate necessarily. So, like, it's not that you have to separate them, but it's like you have to understand the, like, for example, to make it equal or to the equitable part, with IPF, they have a formula they do to kind of figure out, you get a certain amount of points based on the weight you lift, your age, and your personal weight, also male and female, so it makes it to where there's that equivalence to compare different things.
Okay. Right, do you feel like getting canceled today?
No, not really.
You don't feel like getting canceled?
No.
Do you feel like
I don't really feel like getting canceled.
That's where all the good questions come from. Because I was wondering, you said obviously there are differences, which I agree with. You said you believe in equity, not equality, and I'm taking it that
Well, I agree in both, but I feel like equity needs to have priority over equality. Like, you can't just say, like, oh, we have the same thing, you're equal. Sometimes you have to realize that there are those fundamental differences.
Okay, now the question is, how far do you take equity then? How far do you take it?
I'm not, like, super into, like, politics or, like,
No. Okay, it's not even
feminism or so.
It's not even politics. It's just like social. You say equity, not equality. Would you say that two people who do different work should have the same result? Because that technically is equity. Would you take that equity and put it in all cases and sizes?
No, I was just using it for the example for weightlifting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you put in the same case when dealing with someone who was born in a different body who wishes to switch later on in life?
I really don't want to get into that, to be honest. So it's just, don't want to speak on that.
Hey, good answer. Good answer.
Best answer I've heard of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Best answer.
That's good. I have nothing to say about feminism. I appreciate you, girl. Everyone, all girls. You guys are like God gifts. That's all I got on it.
God's gift to earth. I agree with that. I am a feminist and name only.
Don't believe him.
What? What have I ever done to not be a feminist? I respect a woman. I love a woman. I'm a woman lover. What else do you need from me? I believe in equality. Actually, I believe far more in inequality. I believe in putting female on pedestal. How is that not feminism at its finest? Wouldn't that be defined as feminism in your point?
I don't know, man.
Putting them on the pedestal.
I just work here.
Oh Lord, I like that answer. The best answer I've ever heard, also too. I just work here. Okay, question. Let's see. Let me answer this. Obviously, you do powerlifting, you do a bunch of other things. If you take all of the things that you do out of your life, and I was to give you one magical wish, and that wish is that you could do anything, one thing, and you would succeed at it. You could probably be the best at it. There's no repercussion to it. So it's not a devil still. It's a gift from God.
Okay.
What would that be?
Tattoo artist.
Really?
Yeah, so this is my tattoo I just got a few weeks ago. I actually designed it and my artist finalized it. So I'm like really big into art tattooing. I do bullet journaling on the side, things like that. So all things considered, I love analytics. I'm passionate about the tech world, industry, all that stuff. But I feel like my heart is definitely set on like art, tattooing. I've designed tattoos for my friends as well that they've actually gotten, which is really cool. My roommate got like a big forearm piece that I drew out for her, and she got one piece behind her ear. So I feel like that's my passion, if anything. So if I could pursue a career, it would be with that.
Earlier you said that right now everything you do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose to pursue a degree in analytics instead of being an artist or try to get into tattoo designing?
Well, I do like analytics, and also considering, as much as I say, it's a God's gift, so you can't really like survive off of a tattoo apprentice salary whenever you first start. Right now, I have really good scholarship I got from here. I have the presidential scholarship, so that covers my housing, covers all my tuition. So I'm learning about something I enjoy. I might as well not have to pay, out of pocket for housing while I'm doing it. So I'm just taking it slow the 4 years, doing my internship, seeing if it's something I want to pursue, but I'm going to kind of keep this in mind and see if it's something that I do want to like do long term.
Okay, then what got you into business analytics then?
So I really like the kind of optimization and aspect of like any analytics, things like that, just figuring out like how you can make things most efficient. Supply chain, especially, I kind of looked into that a little bit more this year. Initially, I did want to go into like marketing analysis, so seeing how we can like target consumers, different things like that, and then just kind of the decision making with the data is interesting to me. Just the like kind of problem solving in general is something that just kind of makes me feel complete and fulfilled, as not like in a weird way, but like the fact that it kind of like you are able to figure that kind of stuff out yourself and really kind of put the pieces together is like scratches the itch in my brain, I guess.
That's good. I'm in this major, but don't ask me why I chose that major because I really don't know. But I am doing it. I'm almost done with it, so that's a blessing.
Did you get into the major because you wanted to be an entrepreneur in entrepreneurship?
I mean, like, I actually want to be an entrepreneur or whatever, but like, I don't think it's like a requirement or something like that for me to be an entrepreneur, to be a business analyst.
Okay, so even before you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you wanted to be in the business side of the world.
Yeah, like, it's good to understand how business work, from like all level of it. Like, let's say you're a business analyst, you take like Lean or Six Sigma, so you learn how like production work. You learn how like to make a purchase, how to pick your manufacturers and stuff like that. So that's always like a plus side to like an entrepreneur. So you manage your business a lot more efficient or whatever.
Okay. Let's go back to you. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said you design the artist. It's quite a complex piece of art, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Any special meaning behind it?
Yeah, so I have the cross of the flowers because I'm Christian. The flowers around it are my family's birth flowers, and then on my bicep I have the quote, like each month has a birth flower, so carnation is mine, violets is my dad and my sister, and then gladiolus is my mom. And the inside I have don't be delicate, be vast and brilliant in my dad's handwriting. And that quote is from the back of an album that we listened to like pretty much every day growing up, so it's like a full kind of like family half sleeve I got in one session.
Interesting. Fast and quick. I like that idea. But like, I'm quite perplexed. What does it mean by being vast?
Vast and brilliant, so like don't be delicate, be vast and brilliant. The whole thing is saying like don't be cautious, like stepping around like on eggshells trying to please everybody else, be vast and brilliant, so be your fullest version of yourself, basically.
That is good. Not many people can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most people are fake, in my opinion.
I mean, if it works.
Repeat that one more time. I'll let you know for what. People want what?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay. So, let's see. Other than analytics, baseball, anything you're interested in outside of school?
I mentioned earlier, I do art, bullet journaling, calligraphy, things like that. So, like, I make my own planners, basically. So I do, like, the different, they call them spreads. So I do, like, the month. I'll do all the dates in there. I'm, like, keeps me organized, but it's also, like, kind of comics. I can do the drawings and different themes each month kind of thing. And, I mean, that's, like, pretty much it that I end up doing. I mean, like, I spend pretty much most of my weekends free time with my boyfriend, whether I'm driving back to Jacksonville, where I'm from, or he comes down here and visits me. So it's, like, takes up a good amount of my time in the best of ways, so.
Okay, let me answer this before I get started into the other part, because we're running out of time. We only have a limited amount of time with our special guest today. Let me ask this. How old are you again? I never heard that part.
19.
19? Okay. Question. I can ask this lady now.
Wow.
What?
It's gotta
I gotta
be
make sure.
No, it's gotta be good. Go for it.
Okay. So, let's start slow. What is the best Valentine's you've ever had?
Oh my god.
Don't mention names. We don't want anybody to get
Oh my god.
Well, it's going to be the same person. I've been with him for, like, over 4 years, almost 5 years now, so.
Congratulations.
So it was probably, I think, 2019. And so he surprised me at my house with 50 wings from Zaxby's, Buffalo Wings. So we split the whole entire catering order of wings and then watched, like, Naruto for, like, 6 hours. So he got me into Naruto and Dragon Ball.
I love him already. I haven't met the boy, but he's great already.
Yeah,
He's
so
great.
they brought me, like a bunch of white, like, roses and stuff. So I still have, like, them dried and I have them, like, on my dresser. So it was very nice. And then, like, I have, like, actual stuff to remember it, too, which is really cute.
Okay. Question.
Mm.
Can we get him on this podcast?
Probably not. He's based in Jacksonville, and then he's going to be doing stuff. He's also in the Army, so he's Army National Guard. He's doing stuff with that a lot, and he has work, so he's very busy as well.
I probably found a weave after my own heart.
I know.
But question, do you guys actually finish that 50 wings?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so, like, I think I have a pretty decent appetite, but he has even more of an appetite than I do. So one of our favorite activities is to go get all-you-can-eat sushi. There's a really good place in Tampa that we always go to. We actually just went this past weekend, and, like, 10 out of 10 recommend it. I think it's called Ginza. So, yeah, Ginza. So they have, like, the all-you-can-eat sushi, appetizers, things like that you can have, and then it's, like, $23 a person. So we just sit there for, like, an hour, and we watch Dragon Ball on, like, the phone while eating. So
This boy sounds more perfect as every second. Why?
I have to agree with that statement.
Sir, if you're watching this, you are perfect. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I can't ask that now. Sad. Okay, let's see.
For the first time, he's filtering this podcast.
Okay, facts. When I asked her if there was anything that I couldn't talk about, she said none.
Well, no, I couldn't think of any on the spot.
So I was like, oh my god, this is the first time I've actually given free reign. Usually I get a little thing. I was like, don't say this, don't do that little thing. And I'm
Wow,
like,
I think the fact that she gave you the options to choose whatever, you come up with nothing.
I'm being nice.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay, let me say this. Oh no, we cannot have that thing now. Okay. Can I try that? So let me ask you this. You've been in a relationship for 5 years, correct?
Oh, we just had our 4-year anniversary this summer, so yeah.
5 years, 4 years, same.
Just round it up.
Huh?
Just round it up.
That's how I do numbers. I shouldn't do that as a math major. That's how I do it though. So let me ask you this. I'm in a relationship.
Oh, God.
What?
Go for it.
I just enjoy being with you.
No, go ahead.
Man, I gotta think about it. I gotta show my head too, man. Like, I'm gonna be flexing that hair on you every single time. And this is the right amount of time to tell all of you guys to comment, like, and subscribe to the Morning Session podcast. Because If you guys don't comment, like, and subscribe to the morning podcast, we cannot get Maddie here again. And we're not going to get any more beautiful ladies on the podcast for you guys, okay? Facts. So like, comment, and subscribe. And share with your friends. Now, back to what I was saying. There's something I like to know about people in relationships. I find them very peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Specimen that needs to be examined, you could say. Because often, sometimes, not always, relationship and fidelity. And to that, I should have the face. But to that, I have always asked people, if by some miracle of nature, God forbid, and the devil has succeeded, you or your significant other end up cheating, do you want to be informed of that decision?
Well, I would hope it wouldn't happen in the first place, but if it were to happen, I would rather know. Because I feel like if anything like is a secret, that's automatically like something is going wrong. Or like if you feel like you shouldn't tell somebody it, then you're doing something you shouldn't do. But thankfully that hasn't happened to me. I am very grateful. But like, yeah, I think with cheating, it's like.
Is he Christian too?
Hmm?
Is he Christian?
You're not supposed to cheat. No, it's.
No, I said, is he Christian?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, then you just reduce your chance of getting cheated on by 75%.
Yeah, right.
So
So, I mean, I trust him. He trusts me. Like, when he went to basic training and stuff, that was, like, even longer distance than we're already doing now. And I love him to death. So, like, I think I'm fine with him. But I feel like cheating, I'm just not, like, people are icky. So, I don't have to worry about that, thankfully, at least.
Okay. Then let me ask you this. You say there's a level of trust there. You say, the question is, do you believe you should have your significant other phone's password or not? Yes or no?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why you shouldn't have it. I feel like it shouldn't be a requirement, but you should feel comfortable enough to give it to them. Like, for example, we have each other's phone's passwords, not because I said, you need to give me your phone password, but because, like, he ever, like, wants me to, hey, can you go check on if the Uber Eats order's on the way or something, I can go on his phone. So I feel like it does it's significant of, like, a level of trust, for example, but, like, it shouldn't be necessary, because if you feel the need to, like, to have it, like, you have to have it, then, like, that shows that you don't have that trust. But if you trust them, then why wouldn't they have access if you're not hiding anything?
Have you ever snooped?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God, we found the perfect unicorns.
I would be too scared to, like, there's nothing for me to find. And once again, if, like, you're hiding from it, then you already are in the wrong. There's no reason for me to have to, like, search it. And so I know I don't have to worry, so I'm chilling.
That's good. What about what about me? What do you mean?
Do you think your girl should have your phone password?
I mean, yeah, just like a level of trust, I guess. Like she said, let's say you're busy, you're doing something, taking a shower or something, and the Uber is coming, probably to be like, hey, just check it. Make sure it's like outside or whatever. But, you know, basic like that. Do you?
Me?
No.
Oh, of course. My regular phone, you can have that password to that. Hell, you can put your face in that one too.
What do you mean, regular phone?
Don't ask questions, boy. Don't ask questions.
This is a podcast. We ask questions. We talk about everything and anything.
Okay. I don't know why this boy is capping. He has the cap on already, so let me take mine off. Again. There's no reason why you should ask or need somebody else's phone password. Like she said, you need to have that level of trust there, which means you shouldn't be unless they're giving you like reason to doubt them. You shouldn't need reason to not doubt them. It isn't my thing. So I'm not just gonna give it to her out of nowhere, and I'm not just gonna like offer it for no reason.
So do you snoop?
Me? I'm gonna snoop for it. I say if you're snooping, you're looking to hurt yourself. Why do you want to hurt yourself? Do you want to hurt yourself?
No, I'm good.
Okay, exactly. So why snoop? There's no reason.
I mean, if there's nothing to find, then
is it a suspense as you scroll? You know?
like, why would you do that to just, like, I get what you're saying about, like, why would you do it to hurt yourself, but also, like, if there's nothing to find, then you shouldn't be looking for something. Like, the fact that you're looking for something and snooping shows that you don't trust them.
So how do you know when there is something to find?
Usually I feel like you can tell when it's like something, even if it's a small thing, there's a vibe that something's off sometimes. Like, you can kind of tell, like, a lot of, like, that intuition kind of thing, or, like, small things that may give you signs. But if you don't have any signs and you feel like they haven't done anything to prove you wrong, their actions or match their words, then there's no reason to have to snoop. So
That's good. One of the podcasts where we talk about characters is like people acting. Some people are like really good at being like an actor. So like what would your intuition be telling you on someone who's always on character?
I mean, I don't have to. I'm not like super close to people or have these big issues with people who aren't in my relationship, and I've known him for 4 years. So like, I feel like after that long, you kind of get to know there's certain quirks. You can tell like you'll be thinking the same thing and you say it out loud, and like you just tend to kind of get to know like the subtle signs. It's hard to describe, but like haven't had any issues yet, so I think I'm chilling right now.
That's good.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Because guys, in my opinion, like to get a relationship. Once we're in there, we don't really like to stay in it. In my opinion.
That's a good opinion.
Because it's going to be like, if someone like has something to lie, I feel like with anything that's like lying, it's just my personal belief. Like if someone's lying about something, the truth is going to get out eventually. Or if you do something that you shouldn't do, the truth is going to get out. So you might as well just be honest and straightforward when it comes to like anything, whether it's like, I learned the lesson with my parents the hard way sometimes. With my mom, she'd always tell me like, you know, if you like did something wrong, just tell me, you won't get in trouble. And then she would find out through not me, and then that's when I was like, yep, not fun times.
some people have a hard time dealing with honesty. So how would you advise them in that situation?
I would say it's like, the thing is, like I said, I like to tell myself with anything, it's going to come out eventually, whether you want it to or not. So it's better for people to hear your side of the story or to actually hear it from you rather than to like hear it from other sources and then like suddenly it comes out and then you look like even worse of a bad guy. So just kind of taking steps to stop making the little white lies. People just say like random stuff for lies, and that makes it easier for them to make those big lies, and just kind of allowing yourself to just like say what happens and kind of deal with the consequences if it's like a big thing that you've messed up pretty badly.
Okay, my question is, what does it have to get out? Why does it have to get out?
It always gets out. People always think they can hide something, and they end up like, usually they just tell one person that they think they can trust, and that one person tells one person, and that person tells one person, and then.
That's why I say keep your circle small.
But you keep that one circle, you keep that one person, and that one person tells one person. That's what always ends up happening, I feel like.
Okay. Let me explain this. The smallest circle you can have is a dot. Boom. Simple as that. When you do something and you want it to stay secret, you don't tell nobody about it. Nobody knows. Nobody gonna tell. And you don't.
Well, it really depends on what you did though, cause like you might not tell, someone else might, you know, and then it just come right back to you.
No witnesses. Well, like, I like something you said earlier. Oh no, we cannot have this play. This is definitely not something we need to have play in the podcast. You said something about your parents teaching you that you should always tell the truth. But I think some people have learned the opposite thing, because when you do tell the truth, you still get punished though.
Yeah. Well, I found that with my parents, like, at least my mom especially, like, she would be like, Maddie, you can tell me anything, and then as long as you tell me it, like, your punishment is going to be significantly worse than if you don't tell me it. Only happened one time, and I'm not going into that story today, but one time where I did not tell her something I should have, and she said, Maddie, did you do this? And I said, no, I didn't. And then she found out, and I was like, it was like not a fun time for me. So I learned my lesson then, and then I feel like she showed me like smaller things where I went to her and I talked to her and said like, hey, this is going on. I know I shouldn't have been in the situation, but I just want to tell you, and she's been fine with it. Or like kind of small things to build the trust, and like that can be applied to any other relationship, honestly. But like just being able to show like if you can trust someone with the small things, with the big things, if you can go to them about it, the punishment that you get from doing that is going to be a lot less if they find out that you were hiding it from them.
Facts. I would say that's definitely a cool mom, because in most people's cases, they usually bet on the chance that they don't get found out. Because if you talk purely like number wise, you have the chance of them finding out versus the punishment when they find out, and the punishment versus you telling them, and the chance of them, which is 100%, finding out once you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes sometimes you gotta weigh the decision and see which one is the better one.
Yeah.
Which was
I
back
get
to what
that.
I said about, would you tell your other one if you just happen to slip up once?
I don't know if like cheating is a slip up once kind of thing. I don't think that's how it works.
Everything's a slip up once if it only happened once.
I have to disagree with that one.
I had one slip in my life. I accidentally ate broccoli. Never happened again. Never. Disgusting thing. You looking at me over there like I lied.
I'm just looking at you like I'm disappointed.
Because broccoli is disgusting.
Wow.
Okay, let me hear your opinion on that one. Because I'm very passionate about this one.
I like broccoli. I mean, like, whenever you're doing a cut, you
We're
need
done-
that
we're
high
done with the
volume.
podcast.
Well, it
Why
doesn't
don't
look
you
like they
do?
want to like vegetables. So
That is facts. I do not eat vegetables. I do not. I hate them with a passion. They are my sworn enemy, and along with a few other things. Okay. Hey, I put one thing down. Okay, let me ask you this. You said trust is one of the main things for a relationship.
Mhm.
What other things in your perspective do you think is necessary, the fundamental base for relationships?
So definitely trust, and I'd say like communication. It's like, once again, it sounds cliche, but it is true. Like, because you can have all these ideas or you can have these thoughts, but if you don't tell them and tell them in the proper way, it's like not really worth saying. Like, you have to make sure whatever you're saying. Like, you can tell somebody, like, for example, haven't had this happen to me because we don't live together yet, but like they leave the dishes out. You can say, hey, by the way, could you help put the dishes away? Or you can say, like, you can yell at them and say, like, I can't believe you do this. You're always leaving dishes out. You're such a slob. Like, communication in the proper way is a big thing for, I think, a lot of relationships need. And then also, obviously, like, having that love for each other. So not only, like, having love, but being in love. I think that's an important thing.
what is the difference?
So having love for somebody is, like, based on what you act on or, like, kind of just a general thing. Like, you can have love for, like, I feel like that's also more platonic sense, not in a romantic way. So you can have love for your friends, you can have love for your parents, your family. But when you're in love with somebody, you make that active choice to love them and to prioritize them as a big part of it. And you still have, like, not that, like, honeymoon phase feelings, but you do have feelings for them, obviously, that you actively act upon, and you kind of, like, accept that as well.
Interesting. I've never heard it being described like that. I've heard of people using the Greek version of the word.
Mhm.
I forgot.
Yeah, I feel like that's still having love for people, and then the being in love is kind of that romantic love that they have.
Okay, for a relationship to work, which one would you say is more beneficial? Love for. I forgot the exact word for it.
Just tell it to your best ability. You don't have to use the exact word. Let's go.
Okay. Would you say in a relationship, dependency is better, or interdependency, or complete?
Codependency?
Yes, those things.
So I think you need to have, like, you should be slightly interdependent on each other, but you do need to have your separate selves. So if you, like, let yourself be codependent on somebody that's, like, extremely unhealthy, you don't want that kind of thing, because then you rely on them, and then your emotions can be heavily affected by literally anything they do. With completely dependent, you don't want to have, like, to where I don't need you, like, I can live my life without you and I'd be fine, you're just there as a second thing. So I think that good mix of that interdependency is what's important, because you do rely on them for things, you're open with them about how you're feeling, you involve them in your life, but they also don't feel like you are their life necessarily. Like, you can have your own separate lives and still be, functioning humans without each other, but you don't want to be, is the biggest thing.
Okay, so you're saying it's more of a want than a need. You want to be in the relationship instead of to need to be in that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you need to be on them, that becomes a burden on them. Not necessarily saying it has to be, but if you feel like you need them, and if you feel like you rely on them, you need to have your own sense of self, and so that's where I feel like it has that want to be in it.
I agree.
In other words, folks, stop being clingy.
I can't talk. I am very clingy, so I'll be the first to admit it. I am, like, the biggest simp on this planet for my boyfriend. It's like It's not even funny. So
Okay, folks. I might need to rename the title of this podcast. It's not a simp and a pimp walking aboard. It's three simps walking aboard.
Wait, what?
Okay. Now,
How did we get there?
you can take the vowel off and put the P in there if you want.
Oh no, it's cool. I don't. What do you describe as a simp, though?
So, I mean, like, as a joke, you know, simp is somebody who, like, will do anything for somebody. I just call myself a simp because I am very much, like, I'll not do anything for him, but I'll do anything for him. And, like, for example, every anniversary, I do,
That's
like,
a
a
double
whole,
intention.
like, scrapbook of our whole year of dates together.
It's a double intention. You'll never get it.
It's like, like, a simp, I feel like there's, like, an actual term for it versus, like, what people use it
Actual
as.
definition?
Actual definition, I feel like that's weird when people are, like, obsessive over somebody who doesn't want them back.
Okay.
And they'll do anything for that person. But
The actual definition for simp for anybody out there who doesn't know is called a sucker
You're looking at him.
idolizing mediocre punani.
see, I feel like we use it for a different, like, version nowadays.
Well, that was the original meaning. Now we use it for anybody who is a sucker and who chooses to put anybody else on a pedestal. So I'm your neighborhood simp because I idolize myself above all and a woman afterwards. Is that the best way to if you don't choose to idolize anything, you put yourself and then you put everybody else. That way everybody's on the pedestal. Nobody get left out. We all get medals.
Participation awards.
Honestly, I'm against participation awards, but I see the reason behind them. Okay, now.
There is.
Yes.
It's either you first or you last.
It's either first or you weren't playing at all, but. Okay, we have to part ways with our guest today. However, let's do one fire round.
Fire.
5 things you cannot live without.
Oof. Probably my phone, my cat. I love her to death. My boyfriend, which is kind of contradicting depending on what I just said earlier about needing somebody, but we're gonna ignore that part. Definitely, I'd probably say my bullet journal, because it has literally everything that I need in there. And then,
I need to read that. I'm bored sometimes.
powerlifting. I have to say, like, the last thing is not an object, but it's like something I can't live without at this point.
So weights, a bunch of metal plates.
Exactly. Let's go with
Put you
that.
in a room with all those things and you're happy for life.
Pretty much.
Okay. Let me ask you this: how do you like being loved? Your love language. How do you like being loved, and how do you love people?
I am more of a, like, physical touch and words of affirmation kind of person. Just, like, having those, like, things. And also gift giving. I'm very big about that. Not, like, people think gift giving, they think materialistic buying stuff. But, like, if you got me a rock and said, hey, I thought of you and I saw this rock, I'd be like, oh my god, you thought of me?
Wow.
That's, like, pretty much kind of, like, my love languages. Or those, all of the above, honestly.
What's his name?
Andrew.
Let me get to my wife right there. Sir Andrew, please try this out. And send me the result at Orion_Style. I want to see her reaction when she get a rock. Okay, don't do a rock, but do something of those area. You know what I mean. And for my boy Netflix over there, you can find him at NetfixDon on Instagram if you're looking for elsewhere. And for Maddie, we also have you at MADYY.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to put her Instagram in the descriptions. She has a boyfriend, y'all. Don't do anything stupid.
He knows how to fight. He's a 3rd degree black belt, so I'd be scared to try him.
Okay, so first of all...
You got a challenge.
No. He has guns and he has hands.
And he weightlifts. It's not a good combination if you're, like... I'm just going to say that. Put it out there.
He has 2 guns, plus the 2 he was born with. And he will use them at will. But before we go, because we gotta let you go, I have one last thing. I'm sorry, Andrew, for saying this, but by any chance, have you ever been a night rider before?
What?
If you don't know the definition of the word you made, we can end the podcast right here if you haven't heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, that's because you are not one of them.
I have not heard of it.
Okay. It was lovely to have you here, Miss Matt. You know what it is. That's why he's laughing.
I don't know what it is.
Oh my god.
I do not know.
You don't?
No.
For real?
I think you're the only one that know. So.
Research for the podcast, folks. That's why I know it. I gotta do some research for the podcast. Let's see. It was lovely to have you here.
All right.
Now, when I first met you and invited you on the podcast, I said I had 2 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
One was, would you be willing to be on the podcast? The answer to that is yes. So following that train of thought, I said I would ask you the next question at the end of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The next question now is, there's a follow-up series that we're going to be producing alongside the next season of this podcast. I am quite aware that you are currently in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
However, oh, shut up, my God. Oh, do you know what it's from?
Huh?
Do you know what it's from?
No.
Okay.
I have no clue. Keep going.
I'm not listening at you.
I'm listening.
Okay. I was going to say, the idea for that is kind of blind dates.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Not for me.
It's okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, don't do blind anything.
Don't do what?
Don't do blind anything.
Well, it's not like blind. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Those things are scripted to some extent. But they have their free flows. Thank you. It was lovely to have you here. And for all of you watching at home, we are going to be going on a commercial break where I will be telling y'all to subscribe to my Instagram. Thank you for being here.
Right.
Thank
Yeah,
you
no
for coming.
problem.
It was fun.
Thank you, guys. All right, I'll see y'all around.
Alright,
I'll see you at the gym tomorrow or whenever you're there.
All right.
I'm going way too much. I'm becoming way too big.
Alright, this is the shortest podcast you ever done.
I know, we're going to continue. That's why I have an ad rolling. And she did told me she was going to have to leave, so it was going to be like an hour podcast with her. And then after that, we're going to be going over us talking.
Can this one be HD? It's blurring my vision.
This one is basically following the thing.
Yeah. Can you have it HD? It's blurring my vision. So like not like you're paying for the damn thing.
360 is the best in the house, apparently.
The quality is
folks.
360. The quality is 360.
That's the best quality we can have for this one.
You got to step up your game, bro.
Commercial's open.
Yes, I know. This is why we're back. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Session Podcast. Brought to you by the Morning Session Studio, Orion_your_style, and we're still in the studio. And we hope after seeing that ad, you guys actually decided to go to our Instagram and follow. And subscribe to the YouTube channel and all that good shit. Now what? Should I educate you on what a night rider is?
I mean, sure, I got like a few minutes.
Okay. By definition, a night rider is a female who rides in the night.
So that was your question for her.
What? It was a very good question.
Was it?
I did not know, okay? I did not know.
You did not know yet you asked a question. So you did know. You did know. You say you did research. You did research.
Oh, actually, this one, I didn't do research on her. I wanted it to be a blind interview.
No, not her. I mean, like, after everything, you still ask the same question.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's random.
After you know everything, you still ask the same question.
Is that so wrong?
Yes.
I have worse questions on here. You know that, right?
I know you.
Okay, so there's a few things that we need to go we can talk about. Let's see. We're currently live, so what you want to hit on to? What's going on in the world?
Anything that will not affect my appearance on social media for nowadays.
So that means we're gonna have to so we're gonna have to put a pause on everything.
Yes. I don't know if anyone was watching the last live podcast we had. Did you post that?
It's up.
It is?
Yeah.
Take it down. Anyway,
Yeah.
next step. What's next?
Okay. Let me pull up the list of things we could play today. Let's see. So today in the news, what's been going on today?
The news? What do you mean
The
then?
world.
What's going on in the world? I stopped paying attention.
You start paying attention?
Yes,
Okay, let's
because
into that. Let's dive into this one. Why did you just totally clocked out of the world and decided not to keep up with anything at all?
I realized me caring doesn't do anything. Me not caring doesn't do anything. So why not just focus on me?
But I thought you said that knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Doesn't mean I'm not getting knowledge. It just mean I'm not getting the bullshit y'all being fed to.
Okay, you said you want to be an entrepreneur. How are you going to be able to do that if you're not currently keeping up with the state, at least financial, of the world?
I mean, like, information that I need to know about, I will find out when the time comes. But, like, keeping up, like, let's say right now, I'm more focused on improving myself. Like, let's say going to the gym, getting new skills, like for my jobs and whatever, right? So, whatever is happening in the world right now doesn't involve me to that extent. Not that it would not affect me or anything like that, but it's not my main focus.
So you're not prioritizing anything that comes into the world that could possibly benefit you.
Benefit me? I am working on benefiting myself.
You said you're working on self-improvement, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then now the question becomes, what are you learning from self-improvement right now? What are you learning?
I mean, like I said, it's a whole process. It's like going to the gym more consistently, reading, obviously, like maybe watching like a video about a skill I want to learn, like a program I want to learn, something new, you know. Like the idea is to learn something new. Me consistently, let's say, consistently focus on the news and whatever. Everything changed. The narrative is always the same. So like, how is that benefiting me? That's why I don't focus on it.
You have a point to that one to some extent. So what have you learned?
What have I learned?
What have you learned?
Let's see. So for any of you all that don't know, we should probably know. I'm a business analytic major, and I've been wanting to do, not just do, but like learn more about the business analytics side and like getting new skills and whatnot. So lately I've been on LinkedIn, learning or whatever the app is. So yeah, it's like you learn something, you pay for it. It's not free. So you pay for it, you learn the thing, and at the end of it, you get like a certificate or something. So it's like your reward for spending that time and that money. It's like an investment. In exchange, you can just put down your resume and make you look better, you know?
Okay. Do you have your Instagram up right now?
No, sir. I cut off my social media. So if you reach me out on social media, I'll see your message when I see it. If you have my phone number, congratulations. Shoot me a message. Don't call me because I don't pick up numbers I don't know.
So this nigga who be calling people.
I said I don't pick up numbers I don't know. Man, you should listen more.
You should just not pick up numbers in general.
You should listen more. You should listen more.
Listen to the first
How am I not picking up numbers in general? Sometimes, let's say I apply for a job, you know, it's kind of expected for them to send you a message or call you. So it's like, be on the lookout. But like, anyone who's not bringing anything to my life, I would say I would not reply to your text like immediately, or it's not an urgency or whatever. Don't text me about no gossip or about things that's going on in this world, because like I said before, I don't care. This thing is just fucking up your energy, and I'm trying to balance my shit right now.
facts. A lot of things in life need to be balanced. So let me. But I forgot my train of thought. This is why I don't like multitasking so hard. Yeah. So everybody, one of the things that we've been teasing you guys, we teased it in the last episode or last live, and we also dropped the draft for the first intro for season 3. So Moy, how do you feel about the new production that we're gonna be doing for season 3?
It's something to look forward to, you know. It's like room for like growth, you know. As I say, I've been trying to learn new things to grow more, you know. So it's like something new. New is always exciting. What's going on? Some girl shoot you a rejection text.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
You got rejected?
Huh?
That was your expression.
For what?
For the text.
Oh.
It's like you just stopped the whole podcast just to read a text message. It's like what?
Something
She
needs to be like that.
she say yes or no.
Who?
But I'm hoping it's a girl.
If it wasn't, I wasn't gonna look in the first place. Actually, fuck, damn it, why did this thing? Let me reply to this one.
Anyway, as some of you may not aware, Charles is looking for a girl. So Orion underscore new style. Feel free to send him some DMs. You know, a cat in a box should do the trick. I don't know what that means.
That's a dead cat. That's a dead cat. That's
Oh man.
I'm hoping this is not the joke that I'm looking for.
It was, bro. It was. I was on cue.
Good for you. Anyway, look at this for a bit. Wanna do this one before we end the podcast today?
Sure. I don't know. Where is this going?
I don't know either. It's a fun post that I saw on Instagram that I think will be an interesting go over. At least I think so. The title of the thing start with, it says the 8 truth that you need to hear today. So right now, on the spot, right now, as it goes live, you need to hear this truth today. And the first one is, there is no opponent, there is no enemy, there is no obstacle. You are fighting against yourself.
I mean, that always been true. It's like, dude, I don't know. Most people would probably call you self-centered if you say, "Oh, I'm my biggest enemy, I'm my biggest challenge," or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, I am who I am, bro. At the end of the day, only me can challenge me, bro. Like anyone else, bro, you're not even worth a challenge, bro. Cause like I know what I'm capable of, and I'm willing to push myself past that limit.
Okay, that's facts. So to everybody out there, just know that self-improvement is all about surpassing yourself and being the better you that you were yesterday. Something I believe our guest might have said, correct? The next one says, these hard times, these pains, this lesson, one day they'll be your strength, your awareness, your blessings. Do you think that's true?
Is what?
These hard times,
mm-hmm.
the pain, and the lessons that you learn through the hard times, one day they'll become your strength.
That's true. No pain, no gain, will gain cocaine, but I didn't say that. No. That's true though. Like, hard time teach you about real life. You know, it's like, let's say you're going through a hard time, you learn who your true friends are. You know, you learn about how to defend yourself when you're back against the wall. You learn a bunch of crap that would set you up for the future, bro. You know, like from that perspective, you probably learn like who's real and who's fake. Where to step, where not to step, the things you can do, the things you cannot do, you know. You can't, like, you always say you want to be a jack of all trades, but that's bullshit. Nobody can do that. But it's good trying, though. So,
being able to do everything? You're saying about being able to do everything?
Yeah.
That's not impossible to be able to do everything that you want to be able to do for a certain thing. Think of it like this. To make a movie, you need to be able to shoot, direct, act. Well, if you want to be in front of the camera, act, voice recording, audio, cinematography, and editing, and sound mixing. You can literally learn how to do all that. I can literally do all that. So it's not impossible to be a jack of all trades. To create animation, you basically need all of those things with the addition of knowing how to draw, which I'm not going to say I'm the best at, but I do know how to draw a little bit for the purposes of the things that I do want to do. I could dive deeper into it so that I could be the full package, but that wasn't required for the things that I want to do personally in life. To do anything else, to be an engineer, you need to be an electric. Well, to build a car, you need to be an electrician. You need a bunch of things. You can literally learn how to do all those kind of things. So it's not impossible to be a jack of all trades. It's just something once you do that.
When you say jack of all trades, do you mean like around the realm of what you want or all trades?
I'm referring to around the realm that you're on.
Okay, then that's just it. You gotta clarify that.
It is impossible to learn everything.
that's what I'm saying. Like
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't be, you gotta clarify. Okay, around what I want, and that's it.
Okay. Oh, I like this one. Third one, it says the easiest way to remove disrespectful people from your life is to start respecting yourself.
That may be true, but in the same sense, it's like if you're in my life, it's because we share mutual respect, right? So giving you the level to disrespect me, meaning that I never see you as a respectful person. It's like you cannot disrespect me because, like if you're in my life, you already know what respect means to me. Because like that's one of like the top priorities of being around me. Like you gotta treat people with fucking respect, The second you break that, you're not there anymore. You don't deserve that shit.
Weren't you one of the people who said that people nowadays are soft? Because I feel like people will get disrespected by the slightest thing.
I mean, like, see, the thing is, when I say people nowadays are soft, that's their business. I don't give a damn. I will tell you what it is. See, I have trouble sugarcoating shit. So it's like people always say, there's always a different way you can say that. But that is a waste of my time because I can just tell you straight up what it is.
I do agree with that. But I personally say that the easiest way to start, for them to realize that they're disrespecting you and for you to even move forward to removing them from your life, you would have to respect yourself. So I guess in a sense, this is the very first step that you need to start out with. As said, fourth says, stop expecting honesty from people who lie to themselves. Oh, I like that one. Because people lie to themselves all the time.
I mean, you're a master of it.
A master of what?
Oh, hold on. Yes.
Master of what?
Master of lies.
What lie?
To yourself.
What lie do I?
What lie do you tell yourself?
Self-respect, self-control.
Self-respect comes from self-control.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, kind of. Per se. I don't.
Honestly, I think everything in life comes from self-control.
Yeah, like being able to control yourself, like let's say you're in a situation where you have to maintain your composure, then, people will be like, yeah, this guy is something else, like people would see it and like show utmost respect for you. So that is in one situation you'll probably use that. I don't know.
But in general, to me, like I think everything in life stems from that same idea. Because if you're not in control of yourself, whoever is, first of all, they have no reason to respect you. You'll always be subservient to them. And if you have no control over yourself, why would anybody respect you? That's like one of the basic things that you learn when you're growing up, to control yourself. As a kid, you need to learn how to...
Do you have control over yourself?
To the best of my knowledge, I do.
So you think no one control you?
To the best of my knowledge, there's nothing controlling me.
That's a lie, people. Everybody get control at one point in time. Let's say you're driving down the street, you get controlled by authorities. You're in school, you get controlled by your professors. You're at home, you get controlled by your parents. That's more to come, but yeah.
I don't believe in that.
That is true. You follow the speed limit, don't you? Well,
No
on the podcast,
no comments on that.
yes, he followed the speed limit. Of the podcast, he's suicidal. Yeah.
This boy trying to get people to incriminate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody coming on this podcast and be like, oh, I shot Tupac. Like, bro, why are you incriminating yourself for?
Yeah, so it's like that though. It's like when you're in school, your professor in control of you. When you're at home, your parents in control of you. Like when you're driving down the street, the police in control of you. Because sometimes you may not care, like you may not pay attention to it, but the second you zoom past by a police, your eyes, like your focus is on point, like So it's like, yeah, now you like that person is in control of your actions.
It's
so
like
now,
it's like you took the limitless pill.
yeah, like your behavior just changed. It's like, all right, let me come down for a second. Maybe after like 15 miles, I'll probably go back to my actual self again. But like for now, let me just behave. Let me be on my best behavior. So it's, yeah.
I can't actually believe we actually have bulbs on the screen behind me. Okay. The next one, it says, the most important realization in life is that you are already enough. Oh.
I mean, bro, that's true, bro. That's true. Look, see, any job out there, any girl, right, out there, that think, like, what I'm bringing is not enough, or they think that, like, I need them, it's like, oh, shit. I don't even should kiss or anything like that, but I'm just going to put it out there. It's like, bro, I am enough for me, bro. Like, what you bring is a nice to have.
Okay, in that context, yes.
So, like, bro.
Okay, my problem with this is that, like, this makes people complacent where they are in life.
Well, that would depend on the person, though. It's like, yeah, you're enough. Like, what you have is all enough. One thing for sure is, if you believe in God and whatnot, that is like, you have to understand that God create you with everything you need, right? Everything, and we're not gonna argue that shit right now, cause I'm tired.
I am not arguing.
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
I am not in arguing mood.
All right. God create you with everything you need. So meaning that, yeah, if you understand the value of self, you know that you are just enough. Wow. Now you can look for more because God give you the free will for you to have a desire, But like at the same time, if you understand your level of being, it's like you know that you enough.
Okay, let me take it in my perspective and why I was so far with that. It says the most important realization is that you are already enough. If you are enough, there is no need for you to do anything else.
That's what I just said, though.
There is no need for you to self-improve yourself.
That's what? But like you have a desire, though. Although I'm enough, maybe I want something else. It's like, without it, I'm still comfortable in my own damn skin. But it's a nice to have, right? It's a nice to have.
I don't know about that.
Let's say,
I think it's better when you're slightly uncomfortable in life.
well, it would depend on the person.
To me, I never said it has to apply to everybody else. I said to me, I feel like you always have to be slightly uncomfortable.
Why?
So you can.
Why?
Because the second you get too comfortable, that's when you start having weaknesses. That's when you start showing weaknesses. That's when you start being weak. Once you're always on your toes.
But if you know yourself, there's no such thing as weaknesses.
I don't really understand. If I'm correct, which I am obviously, because I actually read the Art of War, because we are going to be.
Oh wow, such a perfect book. So you're correct.
Let me finish.
Yeah, goodbye.
I'm saying I'm correct because what I'm about to say, I'm saying it correctly from where I read it.
Oh, you're saying it correctly.
Saying what I read is correct.
Well, you didn't say that.
That's what I said before you.
No, you did not say that. That's when we play button, but like you did not say that.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I believe I'm correct, and I am correct in what I'm saying because I read the book, which I read it because we're going to be producing
Say this
an
damn
episode of The Art
thing.
of War for season 3. Hold your peace. One of the episodes is the best 10 rules or laws from The Art of War. 5 from me, 5 from your boy NetfixDon. And together we're going to tell you the best part so you don't have to read the whole thing. But we'll still recommend that you read the whole thing. But I believe Shansu said that first you need to know yourself. Second, you need to know your enemy. And 3, you need to know the heavens. Once a man has mastered all 3 of those, he cannot lose. Which means you don't just need to know yourself, you need to know who you're dealing with at all times. Which means because the people around you are consistently changing, you always need to find out more. You always need to be on your toes. You always need to be learning. You cannot be comfortable learning. Learning is an uncomfortable process because to learn, you have to unlearn things. People are changing every day. You need to learn who that person is today. Fill them out. You always have to be on your toes. You need to understand that. You need to know yourself. Who are you? You need to be secure in that. I'm not saying you need to be complacent within yourself. Also, that also needs to be changing. You need to be changing because the people around you are changing, and you also need to be aware of your surrounding because that also is consistently changing. And once you know all 3 of those, the likelihood of you losing, failing, or being put in a terrible position is minuscule. Minuscule is what I'm saying. So saying you're good enough is not enough. Saying you've done enough is not enough. Like I said, I think you were only with me when I said that the grind don't stop, and it never does. The only thing that stops is you. You take a break from the grind because you need time to. You're not a robot that can just work 24/7. You need to take a break from the grind. But the grind doesn't stop.
See, the thing is, you fail to realize is that, what they could say is that you are enough, right?
You are already enough.
So you are already enough, right? Meaning that, yes, you are who you are, and that's enough. But it wouldn't hurt you to know more. That's why you say know your enemy, right? That's when they desire.
That also creates delusion, by the way.
This whole damn world is a fucking illusion, man.
Okay, there's illusion and there are delusion.
Same shit.
No.
Both apply to the world. Yes. Alright, now let's put.
Delusion is warping your outside perspective. And delusion is you warping the outside perspective to your mind. Different thing.
Okay. The world does not exist outside of this place. Nothing exists outside of this place. Why? I don't know. Anyway, like I was saying is that shit, I lost my train of thought, but
You're not enough, but you're good as you are.
yes. See, the thing is, you are enough.
But you're not enough.
But like, let's say you see how you use the example of like knowing your enemy, right? It's like it's a desired thing. It's like you gotta know something else outside of yourself.
It's not a desire.
Huh?
Okay, it's not.
So why do you have enemy in the first place?
The world created their enemy. The second you were born, everything. Okay, without human being creating civilized society as we know it right now, everything in the outside world was created to either be eaten by us or to kill us. That's the way nature was made.
Okay.
The lions out there you see in the cage, normally they'll be chomping down on children. But now, children are petting them on their heads. We have taken it into our hands to understand our enemy, to change our enemy, and do something that is unharmful to us. We human beings are one of the few species on Earth who always known that we are never enough. We always seek greater. We always seek higher.
Hence
That's
a
why
desire for greater.
Not everybody has it. And I'm
Everyone has it.
Weren't you the one who
There's a
said
level
people
to
will
it.
be poor?
There's a level to it.
Did you? Mark,
There is a level
to
2-8.
If you want to be poor, what desire do you have to want to be, to improve, to want to be great, to be anything else than that?
Who said my desire is to be great?
That's what I'm saying.
There's a desire, though. There's always a desire for something.
Doesn't mean that desire is constructive.
To you?
To the world.
No, just to you. Like I say, outside of this, the world does not exist. So, outside of that person's life, you're nothing.
So what you're saying is outside of that room, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Are we in the Matrix?
Can you prove it?
I cannot not prove it.
Okay.
We're in a room, everything around us cannot be seen as far as...
Exactly. Nothing can be seen, so it doesn't exist.
So theoretically, if we are in the Matrix, the outside world is not loaded right now.
It's not.
So are we in the Matrix?
Guys, the government. Anyway, next question. What's the next one? What's the next topic, man? Get to it.
I already said you're not good enough. You're good as you are, but you're not enough.
Now, if you wanna do a podcast about the Matrix, right?
Let's put our conspiracy hat on.
I gotta have my hoodie on.
Okay, let me put our conspiracy. Oh shit! I don't want to throw this one right here. Let's put our conspiracy hat on. Let's go. Let's go. We don't want them to know what's going on. What's going on? The world outside us doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We're in a machine who's creating the world.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Yeah.
There are aliens coming for us.
It's right behind you, boy.
Okay, that's just a goal.
Mm-hmm. That's what you think. That's what happens when you're not looking at it.
Oh god dang. Shit. Whew. Okay. That scared me a little bit. Let me fix that.
Yeah. See? Told you, bro. Told you.
So to everybody watching right now, you are not real.
You actually know.
The world outside is not real. It's all a simulation within our minds
Yeah.
and computers.
Yes.
We're all avatars created by this being. I don't know who this being is.
A special one.
Well, we might as well call him God.
He is a special being.
So let's create a new religion to worship that so-called person who... This is how religion was created, man.
Charles, move on.
Hey, you wanted to go down the conspiracy.
No, like, seriously, move on.
Okay, let's go. I think this is the 7. Yeah. 7. Feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision.
Feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was a good. There's no such thing as a wrong decision, but I made the decision for a reason.
There's no such thing as a wrong decision?
I made the decision for a reason. It may not benefit what my end goal was or might not benefit someone, but it's like, there's no wrong decision. Just like your teacher said, there's no such thing as the wrong question or the wrong answers. Oh, okay. I just bullshit this whole thing. I just bullshit the whole thing. But like, I don't know. Like, there's no reason to be. I don't know. What's your take on that? It's kind of.
If you ask me, I think there are certain decisions once you make them, the gravity of that decision itself will weigh upon your soul for a whole lot. Especially when people are giving you input on that to further like increase that dread that you have inside of your head. So
what I feel is
like, my thing with that is you've already made the decision. If it's a bad decision, all you can do is remedy it. So
see the thing.
Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cut yourself over a broken glass. Just buy a new glass. Just mop up the milk.
Live life with no regret, bro. You know, like if you make a decision and it's a bad one, there's no reason to be sad about that, bro. I made that, and I'm proud of that. It's not the right decision.
I'm not gonna say I'm proud of that.
Not like
the decision I made. I'm like.
Not like I could have made a better one, but like that's what I made. Therefore, I'm proud of it. So why not be proud of it? But it's like,
why being proud of something bad? What if it's a bad decision?
So
why did that decision put you in a lot of debt? That decision bankrupt you. Ended up forcing your mom to commit suicide or something like that. God forbid. and a lot of shitty things happen because of that one decision.
Bro, I think you're going too
Proud
far of this shit, bro.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
what's going on?
There are decisions you cannot be proud of. So what you need to do is, you made the decision, you pick up your bags. Oh my God! You see, 12 Wood for Life. Upcoming season, we're gonna be doing review on that one too. It's fine. So what you do is, you pick up your bag, put it in your bag, you carry it forward. There's no point in like dwelling on the past.
Bro, that's it. That's the whole goal about it. Like, one thing about like, you know, another book I wanna do a review about. It's a book called Fuck It. Right?
You mean the art of not giving a fuck?
No, Fuck It.
Fuck it?
Yeah, that's the whole name. It's like Fuck It.
Okay, we can put that on the list of things to report.
Yeah, so like, bro, you made a bad decision. Sure, I mean that's life. You cannot be perfect, right?
Hold on.
You-
I feel like we're going off topic because it says just because you feel sad about it doesn't mean it's a bad decision, and we're saying just because it's a bad decision doesn't mean you gotta be sad about it.
Exactly. I mean, like, it's kind of the idea is you not being sad about it, bro. That's the whole overall goal. It's like, bro, I made this shit, but that was a bad decision. But fuck it.
You made the decision, lay in your bed that you made and sleep with it.
Yeah,
Next
bro.
morning you wake up, change the sheets. That's all you
Bro.
can do. You made the bed, sleep in it, then tomorrow change the sheets.
And like, well,
That's life.
you can't dwell on the past, bro. That shit do nothing for you. Being sad, that shit do nothing for you. You know, complain about shit, nothing for you. You know, like one thing about life. If you complain, you stay the same. You know, change your situation, bro.
Facts.
Change your situation. That's the only way you can change things.
Stop complaining and start doing.
Yeah.
And then the last one, this one I have a lot of. I don't even want to read it because of how stupid it is. Do you remember this one?
Nah, bro.
Read it.
You start, finish it.
Oh, I made my bed. I'm asleep in it. Your life is too short to be unhappy. 5 days of the week in exchange for 2 days of freedom.
Yes.
No.
See, that's the whole. Was it the last podcast? No, I don't
That's
think.
not a podcast.
I don't know. Like we were talking about, like, being an entrepreneur or whatever, right?
The one with the guests? With the one about which one?
I don't remember which one because we talk about business a lot. It's like you know, people going to work from Monday to Friday, only to be happy on like Saturday, Sunday, and back to being miserable on Monday to Friday again. It's like, bro, change your life, change your situation. That's it. That's the whole goal. That's the only way you're ever gonna make it.
The reason I don't disagree with what you said. I disagree with the way it's prefaced because the way it's prefaced is that if you're working 5 days of the week, you're unhappy. And I'm saying that because I know who the content creator, and that's what they meant by it. That's why I was like, I disagree with it. But the way you took it, I absolutely completely agree with it because I said this before on the podcast. You shouldn't be doing anything you hate. If you're doing something that is not of your own volition, or I guess before I said it too, at the beginning, she didn't like what she was doing. Now she do whatever she wants. She's a grown woman. You probably are a grown woman watching this. If you're not, I don't know how you ended up on this podcast if you're not grown. But if you're not grown,
Wait, there's an age restriction to this podcast?
Huh?
There's an age limit to this podcast?
there should be.
Should be, but there is? Is there?
I'm hoping Google does because I'm not putting it.
Wow.
All I'm
Anyway.
saying, it is not for children, but
I mean, like, we do drop knowledge for kids, though. You know, like,
they won't understand it.
like, when you go, no, that's the thing, though. Like, going out, it's like, there's a lot of things you should know, but you don't know. So, when you become,
That's facts.
when you reach that level, it's now you learning it, and now life is kicking your ass and whatever. So, if you find this podcast, I don't know, while you probably put in the Google algorithm that you're 18, but you're actually like 7. I don't know.
Let me drop some gem on you if you're under the age of 18 when you're like 17, 16. If you're under that, please stop watching. I don't know why you're watching us. We don't want you I don't want to exclude you, but like.
Yes, no, we're not excluding nobody. If you're watching this podcast, shout out to you.
Yeah, so you're the target demographic. That's all we're saying.
You are the target of demographic. We want you to learn how to build your credit as an early age. Cause like some parents, they don't do that with their kids, right?
They don't know. Some parents don't know.
Exactly. So why would you restrict that from them? That's information that is useful to them.
I apologize for my short-sightedness. I was worrying about the algorithm when I was worrying about your function in life.
I mean, like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, the algorithm gonna do what the algorithm always does, you know. But like, that doesn't stop me from dropping information and knowledge to you people. So it's like. Whatever like we put on here, like if you find it useful to you, just apply it.
Facts. So let me go back to what I was saying. I've said before, if you hate what you're doing, why are you doing it? If you do not like what you're doing, why are you doing it? Why are you torturing yourself?
Why are you not happy?
Why are you not happy? Why are you not happy?
You know,
why
like,
you happy?
Well. Find what make you happy. That's the goal to like a long life, you know.
Hold up. Pause for a second. I gotta ask this question. I just gotta ask.
No, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Okay, if you can say it right now, I will let it be.
Bruh.
What's the question?
Go for it. We all know what the question is, but go for it.
What makes you happy, boy?
Me?
Yes.
What makes me happy?
What makes you happy?
Wait, this question is towards me?
Yes. What makes you happy?
Oh shit. I walk on the beach, late night, specifically. Much precise, you know, like preferably. Late night, just listen to the waves. Playing sports, all type of sports: soccer, basketball, baseball, volleyball, tennis, anything. Not golf. Golf is not a sport.
That is me. That's how good was.
I mean, like, they may make money off it. I mean, that's it. But like, the shit is not a sport. That's a period. What else make me happy though? I like animals, so I fuck with dogs a lot. Okay. You know, eat good food. The food gotta be good, not just food. You know, what else make me happy? Yo, there's a lot of things that make me happy. Although like most people say I'm not sociable, you know. Hey, you asked the question, now you get to listen to the bullshit.
No, that's not the thing. I just keep getting things I don't want to.
So, you know, most people say I'm not social or whatever. I'm not antisocial. I just don't fuck with your wife.
I am done. Get this boy some milk.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, all that, like, if you can keep a good conversation, I'm down with it. Yeah, like, bro, if you come around me with some bad vibe, obviously I'm gonna return the same bullshit you put out there.
I'm not gonna lie, I need to work more on like my energy. I feel like I've been like trying to get so much things to know and understand so much things that it's become slightly clouded and mixed up.
Bro, that's the whole goal, bro. Like I said from the very beginning, like I've been working on myself. Like I've been trying to focus on myself. I've been trying to balance my energy, right? So to the point, like if I come around you, you probably be like, yo, that's some good vibe. No fucked up shit. But like, you know, like some people come around you, bro, they all like, it's like some demonic shit or whatever. But
no,
like,
it's not that. What I'm saying is like you're trying to increase your energy positively. Me, I'm just trying.
I'm not trying to increase it positively. I'm just trying to balance it with my surroundings. You know.
Well, what I'm saying is that me personally, I'm just like intaking like information, energy, trying to like understand, know more things, get to know more perspective. Cause I doubt anyone out there would literally buy a book by a genocidal maniac. I doubt anybody out there would in the same year buy a book by a psychiatrist who helps people with their life.
I mean, like,
you know what I mean?
you can, someone would, You know, like you say, like the thing say you never know me unless you walk in my shoes. So it's like, hey, I wanna know what it's like to be a one who commit genocide or whatever, and I wanna know what it's like to treat one. So it's like, you know, it doesn't mean you crazy. It just mean like you trying to see the world from both sides. Like, let's say you read the psychiatric book, you probably be like, why did you do it? You know, what pushed you to do that? So you see that person perspective. And then you read the genocide part. It's like, I'm doing this because it brings me pleasure and blah, 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 and, you know, all that. So it's like seeing the world from both sides.
Yeah. My one problem with that is, once you start, like, trying to understand and see it from their perspective, some people will, like, try to put some demonic, like, title on yours, think you're a bad person for trying to see that perspective.
Yo.
Or
what you
okay, first of all,
what you need, okay, before you go off, right? What you need to understand is, regardless of what you do, you go to sleep, you wake up, someone gonna judge you. You go to sleep too early, you go to sleep too late, you didn't go to sleep on time. It's your fucking life. Alright? Just leave it. Just leave it, man. That's all it is. You'll never be able to satisfy someone at maximum if you want to satisfy yourself too.
But not even that. Remember how you had
Don't.
Remember
But stop pleasing people, but no, fuck it. Fuck it.
Remember how you had a problem with somebody calling you a robot?
I still do, but yeah.
That's the same thing. You know you believe that you are not. That's the same reason.
No, I did get the clarification. It's like, you know, but like, doesn't mean like, you know,
yeah,
it wasn't said.
What I'm saying is that the same way you felt some type of way about it is.
No, I didn't.
Feel some type of way about it, because that is not my reasoning for trying to get it. You know what I mean?
It's not feeling some type of way. It's the person that say it. It's like, bro, really? Like, really? Like, really? Yeah, sometimes it's not, I don't know, bro. It's kind of fucked up, but anyway. To each his own. Life goes on. What people say, it really based on you, how you react to it. People gonna talk. One thing for sure, people love to talk. Like I'm doing right now. Yeah, so like people love to talk. Let them talk, bro. Let them talk. Now, if they do action, you gotta react. Cause Newton said that shit. Action, reaction. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Yeah.
People gonna talk. People gonna do things in life. All you have to do is keep that energy, be yourself, and subscribe to the Morning Session podcast.
Yeah.
So, folks, we're gonna be sending the outro. I've been your host, Orion_New_Star, and with me today I have.
Yo, I've been feeling so good lately, but NetfixDon, you know, follow me on Instagram. I'll follow back whenever I log back in. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, who knows.
And we've been your host. Thanks for joining this. I even have it on me. I gotta say it like look at the camera. I feel passionate. Out to the outro.